As you look down the hill, you see immediately in front of us 2 metal crosses. These are made of reinforcing bar, which has been welded together. The cross on the left-hand side has one central vertical spike with 2 L-shaped pieces welded to it, and the one on the right consists of a single vertical spike and a single horizontal spike welded to it. No. And this is a monument. It is raised slightly above the ground. And inside that you can see also raised slightly the shape of another church, a smaller church, reversed within the first shape by about 160 degrees. The main courtyard is enclosed on the far side by the back wall of the museum, which has 2 stories with a row of regular rectangular windows and a pitched orange tiled roof. To the right of that there is a short section of wall in front of which are 3 wheelie bins and a grit dispenser. Further down the path you will see a sculpture in the form of a pipe which extends from the side of the path which runs along the river over in a double curve over another path which runs diagonally up towards the road which runs along the far side of the river. On the far side of the river there is this large green office building, and on the far side of the road there is a cream coloured building of late 19th century design which has a large statue on the top of it of Electra holding a lamp, and this was originally built as the headquarters of the electricity company. It is now part of the Technical Museum, which has the main entrance set next to it and set back slightly from the road. You can see the words Museos Technikos in green lettering along the top. Immediately to the right of this there is a grey building that has some graffiti on the side of it. One word on the top in red lettering appears to say the word runchy or punchy, and then there is another piece of graffiti below that. Further into the distance there are a lot of towers, and there is the Radisson building, and then beyond that there's a ridge of hills with a orange and white striped chimney on the right hand side, and some other transmission masts. Now we're going to move direction slightly. Here we have the courtyard of the National Museum, and it has an enclosure within it which is fenced off, and inside this enclosure there are a large number of building materials stored. There are some shipping containers. There is a yellow shipping container, a brown shipping container, a blue shipping container, and a green shipping container. Between the blue one and the yellow one there is an empty cable drum. On top of the yellow shipping container there are some lengths of cable and pipe covered in snow. Then beyond that you've got the back wall of the museum, and then beyond that you've got a park and then a road, and on the other side of the road you've got some buildings. You've got so again, looking down the hill, we have a wall in front of us, and beyond the wall there is a very large white building. It looks a bit like a wedding cake. The roof is black and internally pitched, and each section of the pitched roof has steps going up it, as you can see. The whole building is roughly in the shape of a square enclosing a courtyard. On the right hand side there is a section of the building which is not rendered, so it's not painted white, and in fact the end face of this end of the square is also not rendered or painted. There is a tower here. The tower has an octagonal viewing gallery at the top of the square section, main square section of the tower, and above that there is a dome. And on top of the dome there is a weather vane which is on the top of a crown and a sceptre. And then you can just see in Cathedral Square the top of the Christmas tree. So we're now looking down through trees down the hill, and at the bottom of the hill there is a fence, and the fence encloses another area which is used for the storage of building materials. There are some stacks of stone on pallets, and by the entrance to this site there is the security guard's cabin. Beyond this area there is a park, and in the far corner of the park there is a low octagonal building which is a public toilet. A road, and on the other side of the road a row of buildings, one of which in pale blue, a four-storey building, probably 1950s or 60s with large windows, is the headquarters of the Social Democratic Party, next to a bank. Then behind this we have the main part of the old town. Many beautiful buildings, there's the university, and a lot of churches with lots of towers sticking up. There's a large white church on the left-hand side which is of a Russian Orthodox style. And then we've got, right on the very horizon, like teeth, we have a number of identical Soviet-era apartment blocks. So we're now looking down the side of the hill, right on the edge, that we can just see part through the trees, part of a white building, and this is fenced off and it's derelict, but it actually was an ice cream parlour, and the base of it is square with bays, but it has an octagonal tower sitting on the top with a conical roof. Then there is an area of parkland with lots of trees, and then the same road which has the Social Democratic Party on it turns a corner, and there is some more of the old town. Further in the distance there's a large church, there is a chimney right on the left hand side, but it's mostly forest, as you can see.